Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about issue number 4 of the Immortal X-Men comic book series, written by Kieron Gillen. But before we dive into the story, I want to ask you a favor. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and a comment to help the channel grow. So with that established, in the previous issue, Mystique and Destiny's secret came out as the council found out that the two were making moves in the dark. So as the arguments began to intensify, Destiny was able to change the topic with a vision of an oncoming war. For in her vision, we are shown flashes of both Judgment Day and the sins of Sinister. So with that said, this issue opens with Emma Frost dead asleep in her diamond form. For we discover through her inner dialogue that the reason why she sleep in her diamond form is because ultimately, Emma Frost is afraid. Now, she isn't afraid of any one particular person, but she is afraid of looking weak. Afraid of looking vulnerable, so much so that she isolated herself away from anybody who could potentially love her, which is the key difference between our Ice Queen, Emma Frost, and our Firebird, Jean Grey, which is why Emma couldn't understand what Scott Summers saw in her. Because with Emma being a telepath, she is able to do two things: A, control people and turn them into puppets, and B, use empathy, which would allow her to see people for who they really are. But in her campaign to be safe, Emma always chooses control, because through her eyes, being perfect and in control was always the best option. But to be truly perfect, one must also be able to be touched, to be vulnerable in a profound way. But as of right now, Emma is aware that in this current state, she is far from being perfect. For every time she is touched, it is offered accompanied by hurt. So as she stands before the mirror holding her dress for the upcoming Hellfire Gala, she couldn't help but to feel burned out from all the politics going on behind the scenes. For she went all in on Charles, Eric, and Moria's plan for the island. But once McTaggart betrayed everyone during Inferno, she couldn't help but feel left out of the loop. For their dangerous games could have affected what was most important to her, the kids of the island. For Emma would do anything to protect the children of Krakoa. So with that said, Emma lay back down and prepared for the gala to come, as she wished they had a big announcement that could surpass last year's terraforming. And just like that, news of the mutant resurrection was out and plastered all over the front page of the Daily Bugle. For Cyclops during issue number 12, along with Synch, revealed the truth to the journalist, Ben Urich. So with that said, we fast forward to the end of the gala, and we see our queen, Emma Frost, covered from head to toe with blood, as she stands before a mirror in anger. So in order to get some context on what just happened, we will have to go back to earlier that day, after the news broke about mutant resurrection. Because as you may know, the people of Earth were not happy that the mutants have cracked the code to immortality. So when Emma was attending the Hellfire Gala, Ambassador Ming-Yu was being persistent in having a word with her about mutant resurrection. For he states a lot of people out there are pissed that the mutants only gave them drugs that could extend their life by an extra 5 years when the mutants themselves keep the keys to immortality. But see, Emma was not ready to talk to him at this moment, for she had several other fires to attend to that were more important. Fires that the ambassador tried to use to corner Emma, because he goes on to state that their analysts have been hard at work running the numbers, and by the looks of it, the small fires Emma is trying to put out will burn out of control unless the mutants share their resurrection secrets. Which was the wrong thing to say to her, because Emma stopped mid-step and turned to face the ambassador, and stated that the process is not a gift that could be shared, because it is a limited resource and not a duplicable technology. And that the people of Krakoa can't just wave a magic wand and revive anyone they want. So with the ambassador unwilling to take no for an answer, he continues to press the issue by saying, they need more information than that. Do you mean it won't work on humans, or do you choose to not make it work on? But before he could finish his question, a pissed off Emma interrupts him and said, over 16 million dead. Because 16 million mutants are still dead and waiting to be bought back. So yes, it is awful that humans are dying, but all the dead millions of mutants are still dead at the hands of the Sentinels. So even if they could do it, why would they bring back a single human while there are still mutants in the ground? Because the fact of the matter is, the humans just watched as it happened. In fact, some humans even cheered as the Sentinels tore them to pieces. So with that outburst, Emma turned to walk away as she said, I'm sorry about your dead children, but I have to look after my children first. So in a last-ditch effort, the ambassador threw out one more option, which was allowing only the elites, key donors, and world leaders access to the process. because once they have it, he ensures her that the majority will accept it, because Krakoa made deals in the past to secure its future. And just think of this as another one. So with that, Emma Frost relents a little as she turns back to face the man and tells him that she will bring it up to the council. But then out of nowhere, someone calls her name. And when she turned to face the sound, a woman throws a bucket of blood all over her. Now, within seconds, both Wolverine and Beast had her apprehended. But the fact of the matter was that this woman was still able to do that. Now, just to clarify, Emma Frost did tap into her mind and discovered that the blood that covered her was from a sheep, and as for her motives, her husband just died in a boating accident a week before. But regardless, this issue is something that can grow out of control fast, for after everything was said and done, the ambassador's words continued to haunt her. Because ultimately he was right, for the mutants of Krakoa needs to find a solution to this issue. But on a brighter note, following this disaster, Cyclops promised her that tomorrow she will get the chance to hunt the worst of men. So the following day we pick up in a council meeting, with Sinister at center stage. And he is currently bringing forth a proposal to the rest of the council to solve their current issue. Basically, he wanted to clone the world leaders and meddle with their genes, and place a kill switch in the genetic code in case they try anything. So of course, the members of the council turned him down, just as Charles received psychic news. 'Cause apparently a man just injected himself with mutant growth hormones and then killed himself. Because he thought if he died as a mutant, he'd be brought back. So the question had to be asked, which was, can the mutants be blamed for the stupidity of humanity? Which is a good question, because since Scott revealed the truth, humans who don't know any better are likely to do stupid things, which could cause terrible PR for mutants. So as the debate cools down, Emma calls to table the discussion for another day, as she brings Cyclops into the council chamber. Because Scott Summers has some memories from the time he fought the leader of Orcus. The time he fought the Club Sinister in issue number 12 of X-Men. So with Stasis' identity revealed, the council was in shock, as Emma states he claimed to be the real Nathaniel Essex and not the clone before them. So with all eyes on the Diamond Sinister, Nathaniel was completely lost for words as he didn't even make a joke. So with all eyes on him, Sinister tossed a small teleporting bomb on the floor in order to escape. But unfortunately, Sinister didn't get far as Exodus quickly caught up with him. So in a mad dash to escape, the Omega-level mutant Sinister ate 3 pills that allowed him to multiply. So with multiple targets to catch, the council had to catch each clone, which gave Sinister a chance to escape. So with Nathaniel home free, he comes across Destiny waiting by his private gate saying, "Don't you want to know what's going on? You can't run from this. Don't be a coward." So with no time to waste, Sinister pulls out his gun and opened fire at the precog. So with Sinister in his lab, he pondered what the heck is going on, as he made his way up to a clone of Moria with his weapon drawn. But before he pulls the trigger, he gets a flashback of Destiny telling him not to be a coward, which implied that she knew that he was going to be there, which also means she could have stopped him, but didn't. So with that question in mind, Sinister couldn't just pull the trigger without knowing what Destiny knew. So in frustration, Sinister made his way into his secret gene vault and injected himself with a cocktail of DNA designed to make him more likable, for he was about to surrender himself to the council. So to everyone's surprise, Sinister walked out with his hands held high in surrender. So once he was face to face with the council, he proceeded to take a knee and await their judgment. Now, Exodus wanted to just kill him and toss him in the back of the queue, as Destiny suggests to put him in the pit. But regardless of what any of them wanted, a light descended from the sky and took Sinister away before anyone could do anything. So with the council lost for words, Destiny pointed out the obvious and said he was kidnapped. Now, with the day drawing to a close, Emma makes her way back to her room as she thinks about everything that just happened. For Destiny also goes on and said that she believes that the people who took Sinister were a part of the coming war. But when she was pressed for more answers, she stayed vague. Now Emma wasn't sure if that was because she generally didn't know or if she was just hiding information. But no matter what the answer was, Emma was sure that Destiny cared deeply for Krakoa, which in her mind meant Destiny is profoundly sad. And with that said, issue number 3 of the Immortal X-Men comes to an end. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about the story. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.